All right, let's go ahead and get this recorded so that I can make sure to upload it inside of our Substack channel. For those of you who don't know, we have got a channel on Substack that I'm going to be doing weekly lives, and we are giving away some amazing downloads, how-tos, listicles, all the great things just for being a subscriber. So for just $10 a month, we're actually giving you the brand new $1,000 cash injection. So it's how to make $1,000 to $5,000 in the next 7 days. You get that. We actually have a price tag on it of $15, but for only $10 a month, you're absolutely going to get that and all the other cool things. We're also giving you 40 high-paying coaching niches. So I know a lot of you that are starting to build and grow their business are like, I don't know, like what niche should I be using? What offer should I be creating? Like, I don't know who I'm serving. So we're giving you that too. We're also giving you access to our private podcast, which is the Abundant Coach Code. So you are going to learn the entire Soulful Abundance system, which is what the best-selling book was created for over there. The Soulful Abundance system. It's how to create a soulful and heart-centered six-figure and beyond business that feels purposeful and profitable. Super, super excited about that too. Okay, so now that that is all out of the way, let me know that you're here. If you are watching on YouTube, say hello to me. If you are watching here in the Facebook channel, let me know that you're here. I want to know that you're here. I hope that it's beautiful where you are. It's almost 85 degrees here in North Carolina. And we are actually going to jump in to the info that I want to share with you, which is there are 4 specific offers that coaches are really struggling to sell in 2026. And I want to share with you not just what they are, but why are they struggling to sell so that you don't continue to make the same mistake over and over again, and what to offer instead. And if you want the show notes, just go ahead and pop notes in the chat. If you're on YouTube, pop notes in the chat there. And if you are on Facebook, pop notes in the chat. If you are on Substack and you are watching this as a replay, because I haven't quite figured out how to do the streaming from Zoom into Substack. I know there's a way, but just didn't have enough time to get that figured out today. If you want the notes that I am sharing today for free, just go ahead and pop notes in the chat and I will be happy to share that with you. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to cover the 4 coaching offers that are struggling to sell in 2026. And here's the thing, the coaching industry, as you guys know, I'm sure this isn't the first time you've heard someone say this, it has shifted a lot in the past few years. What worked easily in 2018 to 2021 isn't converting in the same way. And I'm sure that if you have been in business for a while, just like I have, you have felt it. And if you're brand new and you're like, what is she talking about? I'm here to tell you that what used to sell out in like 24 hours back in 2018, it is a lot harder. And here's why it's harder. Buyers are more discerning. They're more cautious with their spending. It's not that they're not buying. They absolutely are. But there are specific offers that they're not buying, and there are specific offers that they are buying. And so I want you guys to walk away knowing exactly what those are so that you can stop making the mistakes that are keeping you from enrolling clients into your offers and what to actually start focusing on instead. So if you are using something that used to work, you might notice and be silently wondering why enrollment into what used to work so good is feeling so hard. So let's dive in. Number 1, the first type of coaching offer that is struggling to sell is the just coaching package. It's like, hey, I'm this great nutrition coach and I have a coaching package. So it's a classic offer. There's nothing wrong with having a coaching package. It's just that the way that it's positioned is way, way too generic. And, think about it's the way that people talk about this is it's 3 months of coaching with me, right? You're going to have weekly calls. You're going to have support and accountability. You might even get some downloads. The problem with that is that buyers are not interested in a generic coaching package. They don't understand what's in it for them, right? They're looking for, well, What's a coaching package? What's it going to do for me? Buyers want clarity and they want confidence before they invest. So when the offer is simply access to coach, it actually forces your potential client to make a leap of faith without actually understanding three important things. So before they can buy, they need to know, what does the journey look like for them? What will actually change for them? And what is the process that they're going to go through? So in today's market, the offers and the coaches that are selling consistently have a clear system, they have a clear framework, or they have a method, and it's actually positioning it as a pathway to a result. It's not just, hey, just come work with me in this 90-day coaching package or this 3 month of coaching with me. It is, come work with me in this program where I'm going to take you from where you are struggling to understand how to come off GLP-1s. I'm just going to use a specific, some specific wording that one of my clients is doing right now. She's created an amazing offer to help women who want to come off GLP-1s without gaining the weight back and without all of the side effects that are coming along with it. So it could absolutely be delivered in a 3 month package or a 1 month package. It doesn't really matter, what it's delivered in, but it has to be very, very specific. So notice that GLP-1s is very specific. This is not just, hey, this is how you're going to lose weight. This is very, very specific. She has a clear system. She has got a framework, and she has got her energetic eating method that she is also going to be showing people how to do, because people want to know that there is a pathway to a result. They don't want to hear that you're an amazing coach. Yeah, they probably do hear that you're an amazing coach, but they want to know that you actually have a pathway to their success or their framework. So if this is something that you don't have dialed in yet, I would love to give you and I'm definitely going to take you through the rest of them, but this just reminds me to let you know that if you do not have a pathway, a framework, a method, a signature system that people can clearly see that there's a pathway, a clear system to go from where they are now to where they ultimately want to be, then join me tomorrow and inside of our Activate Abundance VIP Day. It's $197. It is a 4-hour intensive. You are going to walk away with your signature system built out, which is going to position you as a standout leader in your coaching field. It's going to have a pathway, so people are going to understand that when they work with you, it's not a just coaching package. It's actually something very specific, and they're going to follow a very intentional and specific pathway so that they can see what their journey looks like, what will actually change for them, and what process they'll go through. Okay, number 2, this is another type of coaching offer that is struggling to sell, and it's the Everything I Know program, right? So I want you to think of this as it's a overloaded curriculum. The transformation that people get with this is really vague. This used to be like a lot of courses, right? Where everybody wanted everything included in it, but there was not a specific pathway to follow. A lot of coaches built programs and courses with modules and 100 lessons and 24 bonuses and worksheets and templates and recordings. And there's nothing wrong with modules, and there's nothing wrong with lessons, and there's nothing wrong with bonuses, and there's nothing wrong with worksheets, templates, and recordings. That is actually what I create inside of my Activate Abundance Academy. But they're not looking for more information. They're looking for focused transformation. So you want to make sure that they're clear that this is not about vague transformation. This is about having that clear pathway, right? So inside of Activate Abundance Academy, for example, I teach the Soulful Abundance system. It is 6 specific steps. We start in a line, and then we move into designing your offer, your programs, your offer suite, your ideal client. And then we move into how are you attracting? Attract is step number 3. How are you attracting new clients into your ecosystem? Then we are nurturing people so that you know exactly what to say to them once they're there, so that you can start building relationships. And then we move into invite, which is how to make more soulful sales. And then finally into the empower step, which is allowing yourself to hone and master the process and being an entrepreneur when on the entrepreneurial journey that kind of feels like a roller coaster, right? So instead of just throwing a whole bunch of stuff into a signature program, again, it's good to have a signature program. What I want you to do instead is to be very, very focused about what the transformation is. We want to make sure that your buyer understands what is the problem it solves, what is the result that is going to be delivered by going through this program with you, and why they need it right now. What we're seeing really, really clearly now is in 2026 is that the most successful programs, and again, it can still have modules, but they're often simpler, they're more focused, and they are designed around helping people implement. I want to say that again. It is taking people into depth and implementation of what it is that people get to do with you versus just having access to content. It's one of the reasons why every single month inside of Activate Abundance Academy, we have a VIP day where it's 4 full hours of implementing with me on the call. So they're not just learning information, they're actually doing something with the information so that they can get a result. Okay. So we don't want to just throw a whole bunch of stuff in there. We want to make sure that it's simple. We want to make sure it's focused on a specific outcome and it's designed around helping that buyer see the result that it delivers and why they need it right now. All right. Number 3 is the high ticket offer that's built on a small audience. So what do I mean about this? I'm not saying don't have a high ticket offer. You absolutely need it. And I'm not saying that a small audience won't work. It absolutely will. But here is what I want people to understand is that having a premium priced offer without enough trust built first is very difficult to sell in 2026 if there is not a relationship developed in there. So back in the day, it used to be really, really easy to just take people right into a high ticket offer with a small audience, whether that high ticket offer was $10,000 or $20,000, it didn't matter. Like there was a lot of disposable income and it was really, really easy to just take somebody who was brand new right into your high ticket with a small audience. Here's how things have changed now. You need to have a trust building pathway with your people before you directly invite them into a high ticket offer. Now, if you have trust with somebody already, then of course it's going to make sense to invite them to work with you in your high ticket offer. But if you don't, and if they're brand new into your ecosystem, then it's really, really important that instead of just creating a $5,000 or $10,000 program and just sell a few spots of those, that you have a pathway that builds trust, authority, and relationship because high ticket offers rely heavily on that trust, authority, and relationship, right? So if you still have a small audience or it's relatively new, then instead of just jumping right into a premium offer, that can actually create a bit of friction. We want to reduce the amount of friction in our offers right now in 2026. So what do you do instead? In today's market, what I want you to do is to think about having a bite-size offer. It can be a workshop. It could be a room-based experience. It could be a clear entry point into your ecosystem where you are giving somebody an actual experience of your work before you are inviting them to enroll into your high-level offer. What ends up happening is that you are going to be able to help people step in and make an easy yes because there's less friction, there's less risk, and it gives you an opportunity to build trust in that bite-sized offer so that they are more trusting and they are confident and they're getting some wins in your lower ticket offer. They're going to want to continue to work with you into your high ticket offer. So that's number 3. Number 4, and I have always been a stickler about this, and so I'm really, really glad that I get to kind of share this with you. Having a passive course with no support does not sell well. buy the videos and figure it out for yourself. Now, I'm not saying, again, and there's always going to be some nuances in your offers. I'm not saying that videos or a self-directed program is a bad way to go. But if you have a self-paced course or program, you need to have some support with it. Okay. You cannot just give them a whole bunch of information, expect them to do something with it because only 1 to 3% of people who purchase courses ever finish it. And if they don't finish that course, they are not going to want to continue to work with you in your mid-ticket or high-ticket offer. So it's really, really important that instead of just offering a course, buyers are looking increasingly for support, access to you, and implementation. Okay, so it doesn't mean that every single, course needs to be absolutely high ticket and you need to give away one-on-one with them, but you do need to offer some layer of support so that they can see you, have an experience of you, get their questions answered, and not just be left completely on their own. And so an example of that might look like, for example, my Success Studio, the Holistic Business Success Studio, where we have information in there and we've got some modules in there, we've got templates in there, we've got training in there, but they get live access 4 times a month inside of that low ticket offer. It's less than $100 a month to have a live business training directly with me in the room, in my Zoom room. Then they get a live Q&A call in the second week where they can answer their questions. Then they can go through information on their own as fast or slow as they want, but they absolutely get support to me directly. Then on week 3, they get to come inside of our network marketing group where, it's not a network marketing, it's not multi-level marketing, it's actually networking with others to leverage other people's audiences. And so this is a collaboration and a strategic partners place where people actually are meeting with each other live, having real-time support so that they can connect with each other. And then the final live support that we have inside of there is a co-working session. So what I want you to hear me say is that yes, they can still go self-paced, but they still have live access so that they are going to actually take action, implement what it is that they're learning, even if it's self-directed, so that they're going to get results. And then again, that is a bite-sized offer. They can then move into something that is deeper. For example, like our Activate Abundance Academy, where we teach you how to create a talk in person, online, workshops, master classes, and how to implement the attract, nurture, and invite system that our clients are implementing. So just want to give you some examples of what that looks like inside of my own business so that you can make some of these changes inside of yours. So the one mistake that I see lots of coaches making today over and over when they're designing their offer suite, and it's often hidden and it's actually creating inconsistent income from them. It's not that it's a lack of skill. It's not that, it's necessarily a lack of marketing even, but they're building random offers instead of a client pathway. So here's what I mean. Most coaches are creating offers when, that are like, oh, this sounds like a great idea. I'm just going to do this thing, right? So it might be a course, might be a group program, might be a challenge or a mastermind or a membership. All of these are great on their own, but if they don't connect and if they don't make sense for how one is going to lead to the next, then the audience is left wondering, where do I start? Which one is for me? And what happens after I finish this, right? So for example, people can certainly come into the Success Studio at any part in the pathway because we speak specifically around lead generation and sales. So if you are just getting started and you want to learn how to create new leads into your ecosystem, you can certainly start there and make more soulful sales. But if you're also making multiple 6 figures, bringing new clients into our ecosystem is something that we will always focus on, and making revenue generation an important part of our business so that we can continue to scale is also important, okay? So here's the thing that I want you to remember. Confused people will not buy. right? There's this great story, and I share inside of Activate Abundance Academy about this grocery store who had like 20 different types and brands of jelly. And they were wondering why their jelly sales were down. And they're like, I don't know why these jelly sales are down. Like, why are they down? Like, we've got 20 different types. The problem was that there was too much and they didn't understand which jelly that, was the best decision for them. And so they didn't buy any jelly at all. So here's what the store did. Instead of 20 different brands of jelly, they took it all down and they put three. And their jelly sales actually increased because there was less decision fatigue around what was going to be the best. And they could see very, very specifically, make easier to make a decision. Well, I can make a decision out of one of three versus trying to make a decision out of 20, right? So we want to be really, really clear. It's also one of the reasons why we want to have three specific offers in our ecosystem: top ticket, mid ticket, bite size offer, and we want to make sure that they work together. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to go from low to medium to high, but it needs to make sense, right? It needs to be they have a place to start, but they also have a place to return to, and it is still designed for the same client, right? The same ideal client who's looking for the same result. It needs to be together. Okay. So many coaches these days are missing the middle. They either have only low ticket offers that really don't lead anywhere, or they only have high ticket offers that feel too big of a leap right now for people, right? So what's often missing is this middle step that bridges trust and transformation. And it really helps people go from, I like your content, I think you're really cool too, I trust you to help me solve this problem. And so, again, inside of my Activate Abundance Academy, we make sure that you've got an offer suite that is actually going to have a low ticket, have that middle part as well, and also have a high ticket because people want to continue to work with you in different ways and shapes and forms. And if you only have one 90-day program, then really you're basically saying you are limiting the number of people that you can support and you work with. And we really want to have a seat on the bus for everybody. So we want to give a place to start if that's where they are. If they just want to dip their toe in the water, great. If they want something that's right in the middle, fantastic. We want to make sure that there's that bridge there that's going to take them. Think of it as like a feeder program where they're going to start to learn something, we're going to get their foundations in. One of the examples that I can share from my own business is six-figure foundations. It is specific to brand new coaches who don't have any clients yet, or maybe they've had a couple of clients, but they don't have their offer suite. They don't have their signature system dialed in. They don't have a way for them to bring people into their ecosystem. They don't have a high converting lead magnet. Like they don't have their foundations dialed in yet. And so in that program that is specific, that is a middle ticket offer that helps people get those foundations dialed in first so that then they can start implementing the attract, nurture, and invite. Now, we do give that to all of our people inside of Activate Abundance Academy because we want to make sure that their foundations are locked and loaded, even if they're making money, right? All right, so here's what happens to businesses that become stable. And when I talk about stable, I want you to think about the coaching business that reaches consistent and stable 10K to 40K months. They always have a clear pathway. They have a trust offer. And again, your trust offer, your bite-size offer could be a workshop. It could be a challenge. It could be a bite-sized program where people get to experience your work. Number two, they have a core transformational program. So think about your main program, like My Six-Figure Foundations, that delivers a primary result. And then number three, they have their higher ticket offer that looks like an advanced mentorship, or it could be where they get more access to you. It could still be maybe working with you for a longer period of time, but it actually, all of these things are connected. And the higher ticket is for your clients that want a deeper layer of support to continue their growth. So when these three offers are connected, something really, really powerful happens. People start moving through your ecosystem naturally. And instead of it just being a ladder, low, mid, high, it becomes circular. Okay. So instead of constantly trying to be in new client acquisition, how do I get a new client today? How do I get a new client today? How do I get a new client today? You're actually creating an inner buyers list and you are moving them from, if they're in your low ticket, you can invite them to work with you in a mid ticket, or you can invite them to work with you in a high ticket. Or maybe they're finished with your high ticket, but they still want to stay in your ecosystem. They could circle back around and hang out with you in your membership, right? So I want you to think of what's working now is a circular system, not just one main offer that's just high ticket or just low ticket, but a full ecosystem. Okay. So what does this create for you? This creates a pathway that is going to have clear message. You're going to have easier sales conversations. You're going to have repeat clients, which means that you have to spend less time actually getting new clients, and you get to renew clients into other ways that they want to work with you, which means that you have a higher lifetime client value and a much more stable revenue. So this is why so many boutique and coaching businesses grow to six figures and multiple six figures. And this is how you do it without high audiences, like large, huge audiences or complicated funnels, because you're very strategic and you're clear with this beautiful pathway. All right. So let's take a look at something else that I want to share with you guys today. We still have a few more minutes. So I want to kind of recap what is happening behind the scenes, the bigger shift that's happening. And that is buyers today want surprisingly simple. Like they want the one piece out of the thousand piece puzzle. They want to know that there is a clear problem that is going to be solved for them. They want to know that there's a proven process, right? I talked earlier about having a signature system, a pathway. They want to know that there is a direct pathway that they can trust. So they can start someplace, they know that they can move someplace else, or they can stay in your world and still continue to have support with you. And they need support implementing. So this is everything that I just shared with you earlier. They want support implementing. This is not just about throwing a bunch of information at people. It's about having the support to actually implement. So the coaches that are thriving right now in today's market, that are having increases over last year, that are enrolling people into their programs, are not the loudest marketers. They're not the ones that are on, 10 different platforms. They're not the ones that are dancing or lip syncing or, doing all of that thing. They are the ones that have built clear offers, simple pathways, and real transformation in a way that people can understand what's in it for them. And when those pieces are in place, which is what we actually help you do inside of Six Figure Foundations, selling stops feeling like convincing, right? I don't know about you, but if you've ever felt like you were trying to convince somebody to work with you, that feels terrible. And instead, when you have this dialed in, it feels like you are just inviting somebody to the work that generally helps them. So it's not like, oh my God, how do I get somebody in my high ticket client today? It's, hey, who could I serve today? And what would be the best spot for them to help them get the results that they want in the way that they want and in the container that feels the most supportive for them. Okay. So, woo, we had a lot of information today. Again, if you want my show notes, definitely just pop in notes here. If you want to join me tomorrow for the Signature System Implementation Day, this is a 4-hour session. You can just pop in system in the chat below and I will share the information with you. It's $197. You will walk away with having your signature system dialed in. Okay. And, or if you want more information about how to create all of it, right? Your signature system, your bite-size offer, your mid-ticket offer, your offer suite, your ideal client, all of that. I will share a link with you after I finish all about Six Figure Foundations, and you can take a look at what's in there and you can decide whether that's something that you want more information about. Okay. So I wanted to share with you the other types of offers that were working exceptionally well right now. So I shared with you just now 4 offers that are not selling well and what to do instead. But I also want to share with you some coaching offers that are converting especially well right now. And one of them is a high converting workshop or a live training. So live workshops have become one of the most powerful client enrollment tools. It's not an endless free webinar filled with all of these different slides, right? It is an intentional, well-structured workshop with a price tag on it that actually teaches something meaningful and moves people forward. So just like, my workshop tomorrow, it is a VIP implementation day. It is a workshop. It is a live training. It is implementing helping you have a signature system so that you walk away with something, right? This is not just a whole bunch of workshops. This is nope, this is what we're going to do in this 1 day workshop. So here's why these are working. People get to experience you in real time. It builds trust very, very quickly because you are there with them, helping them get results and helping them implement. So it's not like, oh, just listen to this thing and go do it on your own. You are helping them do it in real time. Your people can actually see your expertise and your approach. So it gives you an opportunity to share the way you actually coach, and they get to discern then with a very low risk how they could continue to work with you if they wanted to. They get to say, gosh, do I even relate to this person, right? So for $197 and a 4-hour VIP, implementation session to walk away with your signature system or framework or IP built out, that is an easy yes. That is a low risk investment with a high value that people get to walk away from, and transformation begins immediately. So, intensive workshops like this create a natural pathway into a higher level program for people that want to take it even deeper, right? So, think about this. Someone who experiences a powerful 60-minute, 120-minute, half-day VIP workshop and they walk away with a win, they're going to think, oh my gosh, this has helped me so much. What would working together be like? Yeah, that's what we want to create in these. Okay. So number 2 are bite-size paid offers. And we typically are looking at these around the price range, 27, 47, 97, 497, right? This is another trend that's really gaining momentum now. And this is a small paid entry point. I started teaching this back in 2018. I called it a bite-size offer. Today, you might hear people calling it trust offers, which is a term that was created by one of my coaches, Kelly Roach, and I love it because it's so true. It does create trust. But instead of giving everything away that you've got for free, what you get to do is create a small but meaningful paid offer that allows people to experience your work. So some examples of this could be a paid focused challenge. It could be a really short implementation program. It could be a mini course with live support. It could be a strategic workshop series. And these work really, really well because they're specific and they are a filter for serious buyers. It builds trust quickly. It creates momentum and results. And it gives you an opportunity to invite somebody to continue working with you because when people pay anything, even $27, they are 400 times more likely to actually work with you in another offer, especially high ticket offer. Okay, so that's number 2, your bite-sized paid offer. Number 3 are focused transformation programs. So here's the thing, you guys, buyers are still investing in premium programs, but only when the outcome is extremely clear. It's got to be extremely clear. And it can still be a program that's 90 days or 6 months, but it is focused on one specific transformation. Notice the trend here that I'm talking about. It's simple. There's a clear methodology or framework. There's a specific transformation, and there is implementation and results. So instead of here's the everything you need to know message, it's here's the exact process we use to achieve this result. And this clarity is so, so needed right now, and it dramatically increases enrollment. So remember, people do not wake up saying, I cannot wait to work with a coach, right? They're not buying access to a coach. They're buying confidence that by working with this coach, they can get a result. Okay, so your program needs to be titled based on a specific outcome. It can't just be my 90-day transformation program, right? It has to be very, very specific, and the outcome has to be positioned extremely clear so that they know exactly why they're working with you. They know exactly what the result is that they're going to walk away with, and they need to feel confident that they can get that result with you. Okay, the final thing, and we're going to finish up today, but the fourth type of offer that's selling really well are small group mentorship containers. So I want you to think of this. This is not a massive community. This is not where you've got 100 people on a call at one time, all trying to get their questions answered. This is an intimate container where people receive coaching, they receive strategy, they receive feedback, they receive community support. And the reason why this works really well, as a matter of fact, I just went to one this weekend. I went to something called the Champagne Club, which I sponsored, and one of my friends actually ran. She is a Facebook ads strategist. And it was an intimate group. I think we had like 12 people there where we got to come for a workshop. It was a 4-hour workshop during the day where she got to teach about her Facebook ads strategy. And then that night, we all got to go out to dinner together, connect more intimately, had got to dress up. There was a photo shoot. It was so much fun. But here's what I want you to know. This wasn't like, oh, let's just all go out to dinner together. This was very specific. It was expert guidance with shared momentum, right? We all learned from each other's questions there. This can be virtual. It just happened that this past one that I went to is in person. And guess what? I signed up for another one. I'm going to the next one in June. Okay. So think about a 10 to 20 person container that really strikes the balance between impact and scalability. Okay. And the cool thing about this is that buyers feel reassured knowing that they are not navigating the journey alone. They're in a beautiful container with others, and they're not building and growing or getting their transformation alone. Okay, so the underlying pattern that I want to come back to is that all 4 of these offers that are selling really, really well are all based on the same qualities. Clear transformation, I can't say this enough, trust building experiences, right? Structured implementation, so people are actually doing something with the information so they get results, and connection and support. The market has matured. This is what buyers are looking for. And so you want to make sure that you are talking about your offers with a clear transformation, knowing that you're going to be creating a trust experience with structured implementation and connection and support. Okay. People don't want endless content. We're contented out, right? Like, I don't want just access to a whole bunch of content modules. I want to know that I've got access to the person who's created it so that I can watch something, ask my questions, or be in person and have something, a specific result, or learn something very, very specific and be able to connect with them and get my questions answered in real time. So, whew, clear path forward and someone to walk it with them. Okay, I want you to write that down. Grab a pen. What do people want in 2026? They want a clear path forward and someone to walk it with them. Okay, and the coaches that are building the most stable 6-figure, multiple 6-figure, 7-figure business right now are using it in a very, very, very simple pathway. It could look like a live room, like a workshop or a talk. I'm doing one for you right now. This is a perfect example. It could be a small trust building offer. It could be a focused transformation program, or it could be that small group mentorship container. Okay. All right. Woo, that was a lot of information, but I hope that was helpful, right? So let me know in the chat below, what are you taking away from the session today? I really want to know. So again, you got to hear what is not selling today, and I shared with you how to tweak it so that it turns into what will sell today. And then I also shared with you 4 specific offers that are selling really, really well, and what they look like, how they're delivered, what to include in them, and how to position these offers so that you're talking about a very clear transformation. You're building trust with your people and giving them experiences, helping them create wins. There's structured implementation, right? So they're doing something, and then they have connection to you and also support. All right, my friends, I hope this was helpful. Again, if you still need support with creating a signature system or a framework, just pop in system in the chat below. I will share the details, and you are more than welcome to join me tomorrow, which would be March 11th from 10, not 10 to 2. That is actually going to be from 12 to 4 for your creating your signature system. All right, my friends, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next week, Tuesdays at 4 o'clock. Bye.